I understand payroll. I understand the equipment. I understand the process flow. People are much more than just the work they do. They bring in all the good and all the bad from outside. They bring it all to us when they do it. And it makes them great. It makes them vulnerable. It makes them innovative. And we discount how complex that is. So when we're talking about working with people, and safety is people, there's no ifs, ands, or any other way around that. Safety is people. When we're talking about people, it is truly something the most complex that we have. There will never be that silver bullet approach when we're talking about people.
This is the Leading and Learning Through Safety podcast.
So what am I talking about? As you probably guessed, it's behavior-based safety. It is a newer tool that came out recently. I mean, I say recent. In the scope of safety, it's new. It's been around a while, though. A lot of people can quote it. A lot of people can quote the pillars of some of the famous behavior-based safety systems that are out there. They can quote that, and they know the pillars, and they use those pillars. And what led me to this is I read a blog of a news article of an interview. So a roundabout way. So I'm not going to really post any of that. But what got me was the person's commentary of they were talking about a company that had done a lot for safety. They had made a lot of improvements. But the person, when they were talking about the improvements that they had made in safety, they only mentioned basically the pillars of this famous safety behavior-based system. They did not go into all the hard work that went into preventing injuries. They went into the behavior-based safety system that they were using, and they quoted word for word. The reason we've had success is we have avoided 1, 2, 3, 4. We've done these things. And it was a regurgitation. I mean, straight on regurgitation of one of these very large, very famous, very profitable behavior-based safety systems. And there has always been the fundamental argument of behavior-based safety is that it puts the blame on the worker. And that has become so true in the way we process it. There is good and there is bad in behavior-based safety. So let's start with the bad. I want to start there, and then I want to move into the good. So the bad is exactly that. It does put the blame on the worker. I was in an interview for an organization. I did not join this organization, but I was in an interview, and they were asking me your typical questions. Tell me about conflict. Tell me how you handled this situation. Your typical star format questions. And someone threw at me, operations person, threw at me, well, according to research, 97 to 99% of accidents are behavior related. What is it that you would do about that? And of course I look and I go, well, if the hazard didn't exist in the first place, the person couldn't engage the behavior with it. And that's the part of that statistic they don't tell you. Yeah, of course the only time a behavior is not involved is almost the pure, like, out of nowhere. No one ever could have predicted this was going to happen and someone got hurt. Like, I didn't engage it. I just happened to be proverbial comet coming out of outer space and striking me in the top of the head. Well, that definitely wasn't behavior related, but it was an accident. Of course, accidents are behavior related because there was an hazard that someone engaged. The real key is, did they mean to engage it? Did they know how to avoid it? Did they understand the process for reporting it? And in number one,